lunchtime into the afternoon. It's going to be gusts around 30 to 35 miles per hour we'll have to deal with from the north. That's going to cause some blowing snow and drifting snow as the snow by then will begin to taper off. Most of what we're going to see in the way of snowfall happening between now and 8 or 9 o'clock this morning. It's 28 degrees at the studio, or in Rochester officially. It's 29 here at the studio. At RST, it's 28. Mesa City, 28. And we have snow moving to the northeast. Heaviest of that, the darkest coloring, Waterloo up to around Decorah. Still some light snow falling here at the weather patio. As you can see, you've been watching our imagery here on our camera. Bust up forecast the way to school. Pesky light snow. It's going to be a slick condition on the roads, though. We'll have to deal with 28 the way to school. On the way home, around 30, but it's going to be windier by then with slick roads and still some light snow showers. At least a few spots, but most of the snow happens this morning. Look for high temperatures around 30 today, and road conditions definitely partial to fully covered across the map. So something also we're going to be tracking through the course of today. So be safe on the roads and get ready for up to 3 inches of snow here in Rochester. Areas southeast may see double that in northeast Iowa, especially through the course of this morning and early afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Ted. Of course, this is falling right during the morning commute. So we do want to show you what that looks like. Our Darian Letty is out with our producer, Kendall. Kendall is driving, so they can work as a team, and Darian can really focus her attention on those road conditions. And Darian, it looks like you're in downtown Rochester right now.
That's right, Jess and Kelsey. We just got into downtown. We're on 2nd Street right now, turning onto Broadway Avenue South. Just checking out what roads look like right now. So we still have a good amount of snow coming down that's covering the roads, but our plows are doing some amazing work. So the roads are pretty partially covered as of right now. It's still pretty slick, especially at those intersections like we just crossed right there where a lot of that buildup can happen. It can get pretty slick. So just make sure that we are slowing down there. We actually also saw a person that slid off the road and their bumper kind of partially came off. So really take it slow this morning, you guys. Just plan for that extra time so we can get where we need to be safely. If you do have to hop on the road today, your school is not canceled or you've got to go into work, there's a few things that you can do on the road to make sure that you get to where you need to go safely. One thing you can do is increase your stopping distance between you and the car in front of you. So make sure you have plenty of room so that if the road is a little bit slick, you have that time to stop. And let's just give all the other drivers just the space that they need to get to where they need to go safely. Another thing that you can do is be cautious around plows. We've got a lot of snow plows out this morning. You should give at least 5 car length distance between those plows. They're doing some important work, making sure the roads are covered and safe for us to drive on. So just make sure that you give them enough space to do what they need to do. Another thing that you should refrain from doing is actually using your cruise control. So if you do head out on the highways this morning, you've got to travel on 1452 to get to where you need to go. Just make sure you don't use that cruise because that can cause a lot of skidding if it is pretty slick on the road. So if you actually do start skidding, what you need to do is remain calm, ease your foot off, and then turn the direction you want the front of your vehicle to go. So if this is your first time and a long time driving in conditions like this, I know for a lot of people in the Rochester area, this is our first time back to conditions looking like this. Just make sure you follow those few tips to get where you need to go safely. Kendall and I are going to keep driving around to give you guys some reports on what road conditions look like as people head on commutes this morning. Make sure to stay tuned for that, and I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Darian, and we're happy to hear that you guys are doing well on the roads. Stay safe, and thank you for all that you're doing. Talking about those road conditions in southeast Minnesota, we want to give you a look at what it's looking like right now in northeast Iowa. They're getting a little bit more of the brunt of the storm this morning. The entire northwest part of the state is has covered roads. It's fully pink here, as you can see, which means completely covered roads. So we just want to let you know that as you head out the door this morning to take it a little bit slower on your commute today.
Wisconsin is also getting winter weather today. To prepare for the snow, the La Crosse Street Department issued a snow emergency. Alternate side parking is being enforced this morning. UW La Crosse says it does expect to stay open. The owner of Ace Hardware says with the lack of snow to start this season, the store is well behind the average number of snow blowers they typically sell.
That's one of the risks of this business, and it's part of what we have to deal with. And if we could script it, we'd get snow around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just have a nice steady snowfall that would end sometime in the middle of February.
Walsh recommends having your snow equipment working and ready before the first snowfall.
And in Rochester, for residents that want to get prepared and help clean up those pedestrian walkways, you can pick up some free salt and sand. There are 2 piles available, one on Northbrook Lane Northwest, that's behind Fiesta Cafe Bar, and the other is near the Soldiers Field Clubhouse. City officials say each person is allowed to pick up 1 5-gallon bucket, and for more information on this, you can head to our website, KTTC.com. And of course, be sure to follow all of the latest forecast updates by downloading our First Alert weather app, as well as our KTTC News app. Both of those are free for Apple and Android devices.
In some other news this morning, we're continuing to follow the latest on the investigation into the door plug blowout during an Alaska Airlines flight. That plug was recovered from someone's yard in Oregon. It's undergoing inspection to determine what caused it to explode from the plane. This morning, we are learning a separate airline, United, reported finding loose bolts in its 737 MAX 9 door plugs after the FAA ordered an inspection of the entire fleet. Here is NBC's Tom Costello with the latest on this developing story.
Good morning. So now the question is, are other planes potentially at risk of having the kind of depressurization explosion event we saw on Friday night with that Alaska Airlines MAX 9 over Portland? With United Airline technicians saying that they found loose bolts around their door plugs as well. Not clear how many door plugs they may have inspected and may have found loose bolts on. There are 171 planes right now nationwide, Alaska and United planes, which have these door plugs. And the question is this a simple manufacturing error, or is it a systematic problem that goes across the entire fleet? That's the focus for the NTSB, having now recovered that single door plug that fell off of the flight Friday night. They found that in the teacher's backyard in Portland, and now the NTSB lab will take a close look at it, trying to understand why did that door plug go? Why did it explode outside of the plane? And again, might it be symptomatic of a bigger problem that they've got to deal with involving more than just one single plane? A lot of questions with even more flights canceled on Monday, more flights canceled today, with Alaska and United still not able to fly that grounded MAX 9. Back to you.
And just after us on Today, a look at whether cabin warning systems hold any clues for investigators and the timeline to determine what went wrong.
The Michigan Wolverines are waking up college football national champions. They beat the Washington Huskies in a 34-13 victory at Energy Stadium in Houston on Monday night. It looks like we are having a little technical difficulty with the video there, but I know our Noah Kaplan is a alumni of Michigan, so I think he's pretty happy about the outcome of that game.
He absolutely is. I think that's a fun development for him. In some other news this morning, we want to tell you that Austin police are asking for your help to identify an armed robbery suspect. Police say a teen walked into a convenience store on 12th Street Southwest. This was about 6:30 Sunday night. The suspect apparently showed a gun, demanding money from the store clerk. Officers say the suspect took off with an undisclosed amount of cash. He's described as tall, possibly 16 to 18 years old. If you know anything about this person, please contact Austin Police.
Today is the start of the Austin annual Paint the Town Pink community-led campaign. The initiative helps raise money for cancer research at the Hormel Institute. Since it started in 2011, Paint the Town Pink has raised nearly $3 million. Today is actually the kickoff for the event hosted at the Institute. Other events like the Plunging for Pink Polar Plunge and the Austin Bruins Black and Gold Gala and others are taking place at different venues all across the city. That goes through March 2nd. It is 6:09 on this Tuesday morning, a first alert day. We're going to have more with meteorologist Ted Schmidt on what's to be expected when we come back.
Be comfortable during frigid winter and scorching summers. Thanks to Aaron's Heating and Cooling, your Bryant Comfort Specialist. The Aaron's team installs new Bryant systems, repairs existing systems, offers cold climate air source heat pumps, fireplaces, radiant floor heating, ventilation systems, and provides 24-hour emergency service. Call Aaron's Heating and Cooling today, your Bryant factory authorized dealer. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey Minnesota, you know who's not raising interest rates? Minnesota Rusco. Right now we're offering 0% financing on all windows, siding, roofing, doors, bathrooms, and kitchen restyles. So pay 0 interest and get 25% off your entire order. Call or go online and make your appointment today, and we'll send someone out tomorrow if you'd like. We'll inform you, not pressure you, because that's the way you treat your friends.
We're Minnesota Rusco since 1955.
Would you buy a life insurance policy if you knew your rate increased every 5 years? What if $9.95 a month bought you less than $1,000 in protection? Sadly, many policies that seniors buy today fail to mention this in their advertisements. You could buy a policy that might not give you enough coverage when you need it most. Call now to receive free information on the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life Insurance Company. The Senior Care Plan guarantees your rates cannot increase. Your benefit will never decrease. There is no medical exam, and you will have lifetime coverage. You could qualify for up to $30,000 in whole life protection, and rates start as low as $5.90 a month. With the Senior Care Plan, your coverage can start immediately, unlike other policies that don't give you full coverage for 2 years. Call now for free information on the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life. By calling now, you lock in the lowest rate possible. You have no obligation. Call now.
Tuesdays.
They have all the weapons they need.
Only on the CW.
Oh, are you serious?
Do they have the goods now to take over the AFC?
It's the final push to the playoffs.
They got to be able to run the football.
Oh, what a play! And Inside the NFL covers every moment.
Blitz coming, they got him!
Do you think they can make a playoff run?
Let's go! Inside the NFL, this Tuesday at 8/7 Central. Stream free next day on the CW.
Hammernex Flooring Solutions, you want it, we got it right here in store. Hammernex Flooring Solutions.
Step into Rochester's newest flooring location. Located along Highway 14, we feature a large selection of residential, commercial, and contracting flooring. We've got what you need now.
Hammernex Flooring Solutions, you want it, we got it right here in store.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Ted Schmidt.
Light snow falling. The visibility has gotten a little better in the past few minutes here at the studio, but we're still going to have to deal with low clouds and some snow and eventually some strong wind gusts today. So it's quite a potent, very dynamic storm system that's impacting the area. Certainly the most powerful storm system of the season thus far. We see slow-moving traffic conditions. That's the view from our Lewis Stidauto live camera. A partially covered road there on Highway 52 with that snow going on. First alert day because of the snow that's happening, the rough road conditions going with that. Snow continues through this morning. It really goes until about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Most of it will happen this morning. Lion's share of it happening until about 9 o'clock this morning. So another couple of hours of snow. 1.5 inches on the ground already here in Rochester. We may end up with as much as 3 inches of snowfall. Again, most of that happening here in the next couple of hours. And the road conditions will be kind of rough throughout the day. The heaviest snow locally will be in northeast Iowa to our southeast in the area. You can see we're Interstate 35 and here on Highway 52 in Rochester, there are some areas of some icy, snowy patches and low visibility as well in a few spots. So that's what's going on right now across the map. Visibility in Rochester officially less than a mile. Mesa City up to a mile. It's actually improving there a little bit, and about a mile in Albert Lea, 3/4 of a mile in Preston. Temperatures have been steady all night, have not changed much. Rochester 28 at the airport, Osage, Iowa 29 and 30 right now in Decorah. Light snow continues to fall in Rochester. It does feel like it's 17. Winds 15 miles per hour. They're not overpowering now, but the winds will become stronger later this morning, especially during the afternoon as the system begins to pull away. Winds from the north may reach 30 to 40 miles per hour. Right now, the heaviest band of snow we've seen already was just about an hour ago, moving to the northeast. Things are a little bit lighter now. You see the lighter coloring on radar, suggesting that activity not falling as intensely, but there will be more of that from the south and west going on throughout the morning, mostly in the morning hours before things do begin to taper off during the afternoon. So snow and blowing snow concerns for us today, looking up to 3 inches in Rochester, less to the west, but higher to the south and east, and light snow and another round possible late tomorrow, mainly in the evening hours. Not much in the way of snow from that one. And yet another one may impact the area Friday with a glancing blow from a system. But right now, nothing quite as intense as this system today. Now, future track computer modeling showing the widespread snow going on, light to moderate snow on the map. Going into the midday hours, things begin to taper off. By early afternoon, most of it to the southeast part of the area. That's where the heaviest amount will be measured overall. And then during the evening hours, snow is done. Then tonight, a brisk breeze begins to let up after midnight. Tomorrow, light winds, gray skies, light snow showers during the afternoon and evening. And then after about midnight, we begin to see some clearing. By the time we get to Thursday, we're talking about some sunshine, something we've not seen much of in recent days and certainly recent memories. Snowfall amounts 1 to 3 inches Rochester, Austin 1 to 3, Charles City, Iowa 2 to 5 inches of snowfall, and slightly higher amounts south and eastward. Winona up to 5 inches, up to 7 inches in Decorah and La Crosse, up to 6 inches of snowfall today. The greatest impact from the wind and the travel conditions from the midday hours into the afternoon all the way until early evening before we're kind of seeing improvement in that time frame. But 1 to 3 inches, higher amounts south and east. You see the heaviest snow this morning until about 9 or 10 o'clock. Then the afternoon, isolated pockets of snow tapering off and finishing up by 4 or 5 o'clock. Temperature-wise after today, not 30. I'll be around 30 today, but we're dropping from the 20s to the teens. By the time we get to the weekend, we're talking about temperatures in the single digits with sub-zero morning lows. 1 to 3 inches of snow, heaviest amounts to the southeast of here. Look for 30 for a high temperature. The wind chill in the teens with north winds on the gusty side. Blustery tonight. The winds taper off late, though. Lows around 18, and your 7-day forecast temperatures getting a bit colder as we move into the weekend. It'll be nice to see some sunshine, but look at some of those morning lows. We've not had sub-zero weather yet so far this evening, but here it comes.
Yeah, snow lovers, no worries. What we're getting right now likely won't be melting anytime soon.
That is true. And people who wanted to do ice fishing, they're probably happy about this negative numbers, thickening that ice a little bit. Because I was out and about, driving back from Wisconsin yesterday, and there were big open spots still on the Mississippi and on some of the waterways. It just seems strange for January. I think that's going to change here in the coming days.
Something maybe to look forward to. Right now, though, you got to get through that messy morning commute. Our Darian Letty has been out and about throughout the morning to give us a look at what to expect for people who do need to go to work or school. She does have a driver this morning. Our producer Kendall is with her, so she can focus on driving, and Darian can really give us the latest on what the situation is. So, Darian, where are you at right now, and what are you experiencing out there?
See, I'm here on East Circle Drive in Rochester, Century High School, and the roads are a little slick this morning. We've got some snow coming down, definitely really slushy too that you can feel on the road. It's pretty partially covered on the road, as you can see here. We're going to be checking out all of Rochester, giving you reports of what things look like as of right now all morning. So we'll check back in later with road conditions all throughout Rochester. I'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Darian. Yeah, we appreciate your reports, and of course we appreciate all the plows and the crews out there keeping those roads as clear as possible. Well, we do want to bring you your first edition of Athlete of the Week for 2024. On the other side of this break, of course, we're going to be headed to Hayfield to see how the basketball star for the girls, is making a difference on and off the court.
KTTC weather brought to you by Hy-Vee.
It's lush green fairways that end at perfectly manicured greens. It's sand, water, and lines of trees to navigate. It's the miracle of planning that combines breathtaking natural beauty with legendary course design. It's Alabama's Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. Some say it's the best public golf on earth. Visit rtjgolf.com to plan your trip to the trail.
Blue Ox Heating and Air.
Don't get left out in the cold. Invest in preventative maintenance. Right now, get a furnace tune-up for only $49.
Legendary service, install and repair. We'll fix anything with legendary care.
With the unstoppable 10G platform from MediaCom, you have the speed to slay every day. You can run your own smart home. You can outsmart the competition. You can share an ingenious idea to a world of geniuses. Become an overnight success story or Insta-famous. You can play a brilliant game or change how the game is played. Anything is possible when you are unstoppable.
Hi, my name is Jen. I just lost 22 pounds the Livia way. It didn't happen overnight, and not all days were good days. Days when life got in the way and I felt like giving up. But those aren't the days I remember most. I remember being supported through those tough days by my team at Livia. I remember the day I realized how much better I felt, and of course, the day my shorts started fitting just a little bit looser.
New year, choose you. Join Livia now and receive 3 months free. Weight loss medications are now available. Visit livia.com.
Paul Bunyan Plumbing and Drains.
Has the deep freeze frozen your pipes? Call Paul Bunyan now and we'll waive the service call fee when we make the repair.
Legendary service, install and repair. We'll fix anything with legendary care.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nick Spiliopoulos. As Athlete of the Week returns, it's been said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Whether she heard it from the great one, Wayne Gretzky, or Michael Gary Scott, she heeds to that advice.
The way she's just able to find a knack to get those shots up in tough situations is something that's irreplaceable.
Hayfield's Kristen Watson has reached 3 distinct scoring milestones in her high school career.
It was obviously really exciting to be a 10th grader and hit 1,000 points.
As a junior, Watson became the all-time leading girls scorer at the Vikings Holiday Tournament.
Yeah, it was exciting, obviously, to be the first and be number one.
That number continues to grow. Over Christmas break this season, Watson reached 2,000 career points, but it's not all about the points.
It's more about winning. I like to win, so it was just more about, all right, I'm going to do what it takes to win and what it takes to help my team out to win those big games.
Watson started playing varsity for the Vikings as an 8th grader. Through the years, her game has evolved immensely.
When she was brought up as a junior high player, she was, I'm going to get myself to the rim. She really didn't look at that three-point shot very often. Now, you give her a step, she's looking for that three-point shot maybe more often than getting to the rim.
Regardless, Watson knows her success comes from more than herself.
Yeah, it feels special. Obviously, I couldn't do it without any of my teammates or coaches or any of my family members.
But Watson never puts herself above the others around her.
We all have a great team chemistry, and that is part of what makes her such a great leader too, is she's equal about everybody else.
She can help get us focused when we need that, but also really being a good role model for the young girls to look up to.
All with the same mentality, starting with Watson.
When you see an open look, you got to take it, shoot or shoot. So everyone on our team, I know we're going to shoot when we're open, and I expect it from everyone on our team.
Kristen Watson, KTTC's Athlete of the Week.
That does it for sports this morning. Have a great Tuesday, everyone.
KTTC Athlete of the Week brought to you by Hiller's Flooring America.
The January clearance sale is going on now at Hiller's Flooring America. In order to make room for this year's new styles, we need to clear out our current inventory so you can get huge savings on in-stock carpet and luxury vinyl plank. All remnants, floor-sized rugs, and area rugs are an additional 20% off the material price. Plus, quick installs are available right now. Hiller's Flooring America, where friends send friends. Send your friend to hillercarpet.com.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with expert crawlspace sealing by American Waterworks. Sealing keeps your crawlspace clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home, so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. A sealed crawlspace means a nicer home. Don't wait. Call American Waterworks today.
We're clearing out the warehouse.
Up to 80% off list or more.
It's Slumberland's big year-end clearance event.
And it's a big deal.
Complete your living space for just $139.
Hundreds of items ready to take home today.
Or ship for free.
Complete your room up to 80% off.
Mattresses, sectionals, recliners, beds, you name it.
Don't miss the big clearance going on now at Slumberland Furniture.
The kickoff dinner and auction for the 70th annual 5th District Eagles Cancer Telethon is back. Join us on January 12th at the Rochester's Eagles Club. Social hour starts at 5 p.m. and dinner and program begin at 6. Come support cancer research.
Watch Gopher Hockey Friday at 7 and Saturday at 5 on H&I.
NBC's prehistoric adventure La Brea returns tonight to begin its final season.
The show's creators say they're pouring everything into these last 6 episodes, including adding Jurassic elements, meaning lots of dinosaurs. La Brea airs tonight at 8 after Night Court and Extended Family, right here on KTTC.
40 years after Purple Rain rocked movie theaters, it is now headed for Broadway. The Prince movie is being adapted as a stage musical. Prince won 2 Grammys and an Oscar for the music featured in that film. That should be good on Broadway.
That's going to be a big production.
Yeah. It is 6:25 this morning. A northern Minnesota community is put on alert after a shooting that took multiple lives.
And Governor Kim Reynolds will be delivering her vision for Iowa's future tonight. We're looking ahead to her Condition of the State address. We'll be right back.
At DataSmart, our mission is to provide computer and telephone solutions that work as you expect and to make your business more productive, profitable, and secure. We listen to understand your immediate challenges and your eventual goals to provide solutions that bring you return on your investment. With a range of service level options, we place an emphasis on speed, network security, and providing a positive customer experience. Visit us online at data-smart.com or give us a call today. Our measure of success is your peace of mind.
When you think of garage doors, the company that always stands out is definitely Rochester Overhead Door Company. They've been locally owned and operated for over 65 years right here in Rochester. If it doesn't say Rochester Overhead Door Company, you have the wrong company. Make sure you're talking with the local professionals, Zach or Michelle at Rochester Overhead Door Company. Other companies may try to duplicate them, but there's only one Rochester Overhead Door Company. Online at rochesteroverheaddoor.com.
Hello, I'm Franklin Graham. This time of year, we make decisions or resolutions. You know, we're going to eat less, exercise more, quit smoking, whatever the case may be. That's all good. But the greatest decision you'll ever make is a decision as it relates to Almighty God and His Son, Jesus Christ. Did you know that God loves you? The Bible says that God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but should have everlasting life. Jesus Christ can make a difference in your life right now, starting today for eternity. If you've never done this, pray this prayer with me right now. Just say, God, I'm a sinner. I'm sorry, forgive me. I believe that Jesus Christ is your Son, and I'd like to trust Him as my Savior, starting today, right now. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. If you prayed that prayer, call that number right now that's on the screen. Do it right now. Call that number, and God bless you.
Live from your local news leader, this is KTTC News.
Good morning. Happening now, a live look outside as you're waking up. This is Highway 52 at 6th Street Southwest on a first alert day. This is a live look in Rochester. The snow is definitely falling this morning all across southeast Minnesota as well as Northeast Iowa.
And we're bringing you live team coverage this morning with everything you need to know about this storm. Meteorologist Ted Schmidt is out on the weather patio. He's been tracking the very latest moment to moment. Our Darian Letty has been with a driver out on local roads, so we can give you a glimpse of the conditions that you're going to experience as you head out the door this morning. Let's begin all of this with Ted. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, almost 2 inches of snowfall so far here on the weather patio, but a lion's share is falling right now or accumulating right now. As we move along through the rest of the day, it's going to be a lighter amount of snow we're experiencing, but still enough to create road conditions that are on the slick side because we're going to have to deal with poor visibility and slick conditions. Here's the current scene from our Lewiston Auto camera at the studio. It's 29 degrees. It feels like 22 right now. Looking at the map, temperatures right now upper 20s to around 30. It's 28 in Rochester, Mason City 28, and 32 in Winona. We do have a winter weather advisory for Rochester, North Iowa winter storm warning suggesting that up to 6 inches or more of snowfall may accumulate. The advisory more or less a 3, 4, 5 inch snow event. Rochester already about 2 inches here on the weather patio. Another inch is possible. But you can see activity really begin to weaken, moving in from southwest to northeast. We did have a burst of heavier snow just a little bit ago that yielded about an inch in about an hour and a half of time. Now we're looking at lighter amounts. Another inch or so is possible here in Rochester. That would bring us up to about 3 inches or maybe slightly more than 3 inches. That is a possibility. Weather almanac typical high this time of the year 23. But of course, we're above that already this morning with readings in the upper 20s. Probably the last time we're going to be above average of these temperatures, at least in this margin, because we're looking at readings in the coming days quite a bit colder. It's going to be a windy day for a dog walk. Knox from Dodge Center, our featured dog. Today's dog walking forecast temperature steady in the upper 20s. It's going to be a kind of sloppy day for a walk with that snow going on this morning and then letting up a little this afternoon. But the blowing snow will reduce visibility and make for tricky footing, I would think, for a dog walk. Above stump forecast 28 degrees on the way to school. On the way home, look for readings around 30 with some gusty winds and some tricky travel conditions across the map. Again, up to 3 inches of snow here in Rochester today. Northeast Iowa and southeast Minnesota to the southeast of Rochester. Totals may reach 6 inches or more in a few spots through the course of the afternoon and tapering off by around 4 o'clock. But between now and then, the temperature steady around 30. The wind chill in the teens, kind of a rough breeze too. So yeah, kind of a tricky day on the road. Something we haven't really experienced much of in the days leading up to so far this winter. Not many really rough days with snow, and so it's going to take some getting used to.
Yes, it sure is. Definitely showing signs of the start of what feels like the winter season. And speaking of those tricky travel conditions, let's head out now to check in with Darian. Her and our producer Kendall, who is behind the wheel. They are live in Rochester and have been driving around our area all morning long to share all of those up-to-date conditions. Darian is in the passenger seat. And Darian, tell us where you're at right now.
Hey, Jess and Kelsey, I am here on Broadway Avenue North. We just passed Chip Shots and check out road conditions here. We've been going around Rochester all morning and kind of seeing the same thing as we go around town. We've got partially covered roads and a lot of this snow is really building up and it's kind of creating a lot of slush. So as you are on your commute this morning, just be aware of that. For the people who haven't taken off yet, we just want to offer a few tips before you hit the road. So first things first, you got to make sure that your car is clear of all snow and ice. So make sure you really brush and scrape off your windshield, and then also make sure to get your headlights and your brake lights and all of your lights, just to make sure that you're able to see as much as you can and that other drivers can see you as well. Just be aware there's also going to be some traffic this morning and maybe some people taking it slower. So just make sure that you give the other drivers and plows that space that you need to get where you need to go. Another thing you can do is loop somebody in about your travels. So if you are taking off to work or bringing your kid to school, just loop somebody in. Let them know when you're taking off and when you're expected to arrive, just so that they know that you get to where you need to go safely. And another thing that you can do is make sure you have all those winter essentials and your emergency kits in your vehicle before you take off. So of course, make sure you've got your scraper and your brush, some other items that you can pack up is a small shovel, jumper cables, chains. If you do end up in the sliding off the road or anything like that, some other good items: blankets, heavy boots, warm clothes, flashlights, food, and bottled water. All great items to make sure that you are ready for anything as you head out on the road with this weather. So we are going to keep driving around, bringing you guys reports from what we see on the roads around Rochester. Take it slow this morning, you guys. You may need to plan a little bit more time, but we just want to make sure that you get to where you need to go safely. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, take it slow. That summarizes it right there. Thank you so much, Darian, for all your reports throughout the morning. Ted's been telling us as we head further south, we're going to see those higher snow totals. And IDOT is showing you road conditions there this morning are completely covered. Wherever you see pink, that is the completely covered roadway. So for our viewers in North Iowa this morning, please take care.
And even before that snow even started falling, crews were out prepping the roads across Iowa, which obviously is being hit pretty hard today. Agencies across the state have been monitoring the forecast for days. IDOT's Winter Operations Administrator tells us the plows are already getting to work, but drivers do need to be cautious.
Operators just need to make sure that they are well prepared for these types of events and this type of environment. And if they at all can postpone travel, it's highly recommended that we do postpone that travel.
The Iowa State Patrol is also ready for an increase in calls. We're told troopers are on standby should you need help during your morning commute today.
Meanwhile, MnDOT crews were also preparing on Monday. The agency says 102 snow plows across the 11 county district were treating roads with brine. Even with these preparations, officials say it is better for drivers to stay safe than sorry during a winter weather commute.
The plows will have been out, but obviously there are going to be times where the rate of snow may kind of outrun the coverage of our plows. So just plan ahead for either taking a little longer to get there, drive slower. When you're out on the road, whatever time of day, get those headlights on so everybody can see you.
MnDOT says if you do see a snowplow on the road, stay at least 10 vehicle lengths back because operators are going typically 25 to 35 miles per hour on highways.
A reminder for you at home, Rochester residents can pick up free salt and sand to help clear any pedestrian walkways. There are 2 piles available, one on Northbrook Lane Northwest behind Fiesta Cafe Bar and the other near the Soldiers Field Clubhouse. City officials say each person is allowed to pick up 1 5-gallon bucket.
Part of that is getting it clear so the traveling public can get where they need to go safely. So thinking of people with mobility issues trying to get to the bus, out walking their dogs or pushing strollers. We want everybody to have a safe path to where they get to go.
For more information on sidewalk snow removal, you can head to our website, kttc.com. All right, we've covered Iowa, we've covered southeast Minnesota. Wisconsin, though, is getting hit with winter weather as well.
Amanda Morgan, a former meteorologist here, works at our sister station now in Madison, and she's sharing what's happening there this morning.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Amanda Morgan with 15 News in Madison, Wisconsin, where we are bracing for our first big winter storm of the season. Now, snow started to roll in around 11 o'clock last night, and so far it's been pretty light, but we're expecting the heaviest snow to start to pile in as we go into the late morning and afternoon hours. Many areas in southern Wisconsin expecting about 5 up to 10 inches of heavy, wet snow. So travel will definitely become difficult down here in southern Wisconsin as we go through the rest of today. Live in Madison, meteorologist Amanda Morgan with WMTV 15 News.
Big day in Wisconsin. Thanks, Amanda. And remember, you can always get our updates at any time by downloading our free KTTC News app, as well as our First Alert weather app to your smartphone for the latest up-to-date information. In some other news this morning, we're following a developing story out of Northeast Minnesota. 3 people are dead after a shooting in the town of Cloquet, and that's about 20 minutes west of Duluth.
The suspected gunman is among the dead. The police department says they will be holding a news conference this morning at 10 o'clock to share more information. This happened around 6:30 Monday night. Officers say an employee at a Super 8 hotel called 911, saying they found another employee that looked to have been attacked. Authorities finding a 22-year-old woman with a gunshot wound. It's unclear if this is the same person who appeared to be attacked. She was taken to a hospital where she died. Officers also found a 35-year-old man in a car in the hotel parking lot. He was dead from a gunshot wound as well. Police later then found a 32-year-old man outside on hotel property, dead from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A shelter-in-place order for residents there has been lifted, and the identities of the victims and the shooter are not known at this time.
Tonight, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds will be delivering her 7th Condition of the State address. She's going to lay out her legislative priorities for the year in front of both chambers of Congress in the State House at the Capitol. Minority leaders from the House and Senate will have their chance to give responses after. So this address is scheduled to begin at 6. We're going to share details from that in our newscast tonight, as well as on our website, kttc.com.
Right now, the American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage as the nation's blood supply has dropped to critically low levels. Blood and platelet donations are needed now for people counting on life-saving care after accidents, surgeries, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and sickle cell disease. You can take action today by making an appointment to give. We do have a full list of dates and times for you to donate in Southeast Minnesota right there on our website, kttc.com. It is 6:39 on this first alert day. Weather, of course, the big story of our Tuesday. We're going to have more on that when we come back.
Get in, loser.
It's Mean Girls Week on today.
We're so happy to see you.
And tomorrow, Tina Fey is here live in studio.
Tina Fey, let's go, Tina.
The place for all things Mean Girls.
So fetch.
Tomorrow, only on Today.
Paul Bunyan Plumbing and Drains.
Has the deep freeze frozen your pipes? Call Paul Bunyan now and we'll waive the service call fee when we make the repair.
Legendary service, install and repair. We'll fix anything with legendary care.
You don't want to cook? I understand. Give me a call. We deliver the goods right to your house.
Our pies start with handmade dough. Use the freshest ingredients, contain the perfect pinch of spices, and are smothered in 100% real cheese. This combination makes your pizza come alive. Let us deliver dinner to your family tonight. When the family's happy, I'm happy. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
Meet our pup friends and learn about how you can adopt your own. Watch Pet of the Week every Wednesday at 4 on Midwest Access. Pet of the Week is brought to you by VCA Cascade Animal Medical Center and Inn.
Right now, you are not at a sold-out Carver Hawkeye Arena watching Iowa rein in deep threes, but you could be. You're not having an I can't believe what I just saw moment, but you could be. Play the Hawkeye Gold Scratch ticket, and you could win a VIP experience with Countdown to Carver from the Iowa Lottery. Whether it's the Hawks' epic women's basketball team, men's hoops, or wrestling, don't just watch the action, be at the center of it all. Scan your ticket in the VIP club to enter today.
Woo-hoo! At Marthaler Honda, your vehicle gets the care it deserves. The minute you walk in the door, our service advisors are here to greet you with a smile. Our factory certified technicians are specially trained to service any Honda model, plus all other makes. While you wait, you can relax in our quiet lounge area. Marthaler Honda is equipped with the latest advancements in cutting-edge technology. And don't forget our unbeatable $59.95 oil change and tire rotation special. No appointment necessary. Marthaler Honda, transparent service, upfront pricing. Visit us today.
The pilot who staged his own plane crash. Now he's going to jail. He deliberately crashed his plane. What he wants to tell the world before he starts his prison term. Next Inside Edition.
Watch Inside Edition tonight at 6:30.
Blue Ox Heating and Air.
Don't get left out in the cold. Invest in preventative maintenance. Right now, get a furnace tune-up for only $49.
Legendary service, install and repair. We'll fix anything with legendary care.
KTTC Future Track Radar, the most accurate localized weather conditions happening right now. Using high-resolution radar to track the weather that impacts you, so you can plan ahead. KTTC Future Track Radar.
Sponsored by Blue Ox Heating and Air.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Ted Schmidt.
We've had a couple of bursts of heavier snowfall this morning. It's light snow that's falling right now here in Rochester, but much of the area will continue to deal with snowfall throughout the morning and even into the afternoon hours. It is a first alert day because of the slick road conditions and the accumulation in the way of snowfall, something we really haven't dealt with so far this season. Nothing in multiple inches of snow, but that's what we have going on right now. And road conditions, kind of a problem this morning as we deal with the morning commute on the snowy side. Southern Minnesota, mostly partially covered roads. A couple of pockets here in pink. But for the most part, blue. That suggests that partially covered roads, but slow-moving travel nonetheless. North Iowa, fully covered roads. That's where the lion's share of the snow is going to go on, and that's going to be the situation for much of the morning, even throughout the afternoon. Snow continues right now across the map. It is a first alert day because of the snow that may reach 3 inches here in Rochester. Some spots south and east will see even more in the way of snowfall. Heaviest timing until 9 o'clock this morning. Snow continues to go on until about 5 on the map. Not everybody will have it all day long, but by the time we get to 5 o'clock or so, the snow will be out of the area, and then we'll just deal with some raw winds that may cause some blowing snow into the evening hours. So that keeps things a little extra dicey. The current scene with our Lewis Dodauto camera of slow-moving travel here in Rochester. We have visibility at 1 mile. It's been less than that at times, but for the most part, mile to 2 miles with those low clouds and the snow. And not so much the wind so far, but in time the wind will pick up, and that may further reduce visibility in the area. Temperatures right now steady in the upper 20s. Rochester 28 at the airport, Mason City 28, and it's 28 in Albert Lea. That is actually mild for this time of the morning, and it's been steady all night long into the morning. Temperature's not really changed at all, but it does feel like 17. Winds from the north now, 15 miles per hour, not overpowering, but those winds will pick up and at times reach 30 to 40 miles per hour. That mostly happens more than likely late morning, throughout the afternoon, maybe even the early evening. So air pressure continues to fall as that system works its way through, generating that wind as it begins to pull away. That's when winds really will begin to pick up. Light snow falling in Rochester, but notice the lighter coloring here. At one point, darker echoes on the radar were moving through. That's where those heavier bursts of snow were going on. This very light snow falling. We have about 2 inches on the ground in Rochester. To the south, some reports of up to 3 inches of snowfall. I'll look for another couple of inches on top of that through the course of this morning, tapering off in the afternoon as that area of low pressure works its way up the Mississippi Valley, moving through Wisconsin toward the Great Lakes. And behind this, eventually, we will see an end of the snow during the afternoon, but the winds on the rough side behind the system. Sloppy roads for the morning commute, 29. Winds from the north at 15 miles per hour. Will hover around 30 today with snow and blowing snow concerns. Another chance of very light snow tomorrow evening, maybe a minor coating there. And maybe even Friday, a couple of snowflakes. But at this point, it does look like the bigger story for the weekend is frigid weather that takes hold of the area. Temperatures much colder than the seasonal average. In fact, our first sub-zero nights will be ahead of us. But right now, here's future track. Snow going on this morning. By the time we get to lunchtime, most of it is out of here, but a little bit of that snow holding on to the afternoon are southeastern counties around La Crosse down to Charles City and also around eastern part of Iowa, right around Lime Springs, where the possibility of a minor coating continues. But by the time we get to 4 or 5 o'clock, it's pretty much out of the picture, and then we have rough winds to deal with. Snowfall amounts across the area, 1 to 3 inches Rochester, 2 to 4 Preston, Decorah up to 6 or 7 inches of snow, the highest amounts farther southeast. Winona, about 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. Timeline of the rough conditions for travel all the way into the early evening because of the wind and the snow. The snow itself tapering off, but if you have to deal with those gusty winds around 30 to 40 miles per hour, and the snow itself again slowly letting up into the afternoon time frame, but most of that happening between now and about 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. Temperature-wise, it gets a lot colder in the coming days, below average by the time we get to Friday, and a lot of that really cold weather holding on through next week, but the weather actually gets kind of quiet next week, just really cold. 1 to 3 inches of snow again today, but again, our southeastern counties see quite a bit more, high of 30. Winds at times 35 miles per hour. Tonight, blustery, the winds letting up during the evening hours, but there may be some blowing snow until about 9 or 10 o'clock. Outlook for the next 7 days, snow showers tomorrow evening, a minor coating at this point, maybe an inch or less. And then Friday, there's a slight chance of snow in the evening. The weekend itself is plain old-fashioned, just cold with negative numbers.
Yeah, Saturday into Sunday, that's the telethon. So if you're going to be coming down anytime in the overnight hours, really need to bundle up.
You will, and the good news is at least the weather.
Yes.
It's cold, but not
Quiet.
causing problems for travel.
Quiet, yes, good word there. Thank you so much. Still to come this morning, it is 20 more days. That's when the IRS will start accepting tax returns.
And a big announcement from Tiger Woods. The golf legend and Nike are parting ways. First on this Tuesday, here's Savannah Guthrie.
Hi there. Good morning. Coming up on today, rain, wind, snow, tornadoes. Al is tracking a massive storm that is sweeping across the country today and spreading wild weather everywhere it goes. Also ahead, could you benefit from cutting-edge treatments that help elite athletes rest and recover? Vicki Wynn is taking the plunge to test them out. Wow. Plus, one of our favorite guests is stopping by. We've got the hilarious and hard-working Kevin Hart. He will share a sneak peek at his new action-packed heist comedy. All that plus our very first steals and deals of 2024 filled with products to help you reset your routine when we get started on a Tuesday morning here on Today.
KTTC weather brought to you by Bob's Construction.
At DataSmart, our mission is to provide computer and telephone solutions that work as you expect and to make your business more productive, profitable, and secure. We listen to understand your immediate challenges and your eventual goals to provide solutions that bring you return on your investment. With a range of service level options, we place an emphasis on speed, network security, and providing a positive customer experience. Visit us online at data-smart.com or give us a call today. Our measure of success is your peace of mind.
A home seller renovates an agreement.
They would buy it for $135,000, which was your original deal, but they weren't going to pay $175,000.
Are you out of your mind? No.
Judge Judy.
Watch Judge Judy today at 3.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Waterworks. For more than 30 years, American Waterworks has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
It's lush green fairways that end at perfectly manicured greens. It's sand, water, and lines of trees to navigate. It's the miracle of planning that combines breathtaking natural beauty with legendary course design. It's Alabama's Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. Some say it's the best public golf on earth. Visit rtjgolf.com to plan your trip to the trail.
Need a new bathroom? Call Minnesota Rusco today and pay no interest and get 25% off your entire bathroom project. That's huge savings on your new bathroom.
Since 1955.
Join us on stage for the Survivors Moment at the Eagles Cancer Telethon as we celebrate our survivors, support our fighters, and honor those we've lost.
Early birds can get a jump start on their federal income taxes starting January 29th. That's when the IRS will start accepting those 2023 returns. Pretty early, but if you're not an early bird, there is still plenty of time. You have until April 15th to file. There are some exceptions to that deadline, including anyone living or doing business in a federally declared disaster area that they may have a later date. For instance, if you were affected by storms and tornadoes in parts of Tennessee back in December, you will now have until June 17th to file and pay what you owe. The CEO of JetBlue, Robin Hayes, will be stepping down next month, and the airline's president, Joanna Garrity, will take over, becoming the first woman to lead a major U.S. carrier. She joined JetBlue in 2005 and has taken on an increasingly prominent role at the New York-based airline in recent years, including becoming president and chief operating officer in 2018. Hayes says he is retiring for health reasons. The change will be official on February 12th.
The partnership between golfer Tiger Woods and Nike is over. That's according to a statement from Woods. In a social media post, he says, over 27 years ago, I was fortunate to start a partnership with one of the most iconic brands in the world. The days since have been filled with so many amazing moments and memories. If I started naming them, I could go on forever. Nike and Woods signed their first agreement in 1996, and others followed. The most recent deal was reported to be worth $200 million over 10 years. Woods has not shared any future endorsement plans. With all of the recent reports of employers demanding workers return to the office, you'd think it's happening everywhere. Well, not according to Moody's Analytics. The company's new report shows there's now more empty offices than at any time since 1979. It's because more people are working from home, and that trend actually appears to be growing. The office vacancy rate rose to 19.6% in the last quarter. That marks the largest quarterly increase since the height of the pandemic in the first quarter of 2021. It is 6:53. Let's take a live look at your morning commute. If you do work from home, you might be glad for that this morning. You won't have to deal with that fresh snow out there on the roads. We're going to have the latest on what you need to know when we return.
KTTC Traffic Cam brought to you by Cars and Credit.
Albert Lea is known for its community. Community isn't land or building. Community is people who stay healthy together in our blue zones and medical center. Help our neighbors through volunteering and through our churches. Fundraise for worthy organizations and causes. Celebrate our diverse neighbors and their businesses, while always the people from our very beginnings who made Albert Lea what it is today. We work together, play together, laugh together, shop together, celebrate together. And we'd love for you to experience it all personally. Explore Albert Lea today. Lake, land, community.
Tom Overlay here. Join me September 21st to discover spectacular Switzerland, Austria, and Bavaria with Colette. We'll journey through spectacular mountain scenery and picturesque cities as we experience 3 alpine countries. Explore Lucerne, the Swiss paradise of the lake. In Salzburg, visit Mozart's birthplace and the Maribel Gardens. Colette handles all the details. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Call Colette or visit kttc.com for more details.
Skies of blue, clouds of white, and I think to myself,
nothing prepares you for this.
What a wonderful.
Why did you call me? I need for this to be over.
You've revealed your little secrets.
Shut up! One way or another, today will be your last day on this earth.
Found tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Today is a First Alert Weather Day brought to you by Blue Ox Heating and Air.
On this First Alert Day, we want to give you one last check at road conditions that are happening in southeast Minnesota as well as northeast Iowa. But let's start in southeast Minnesota at this hour. It looks like we are seeing partially and fully covered roads across our area. There are some vehicle spinouts as well as crashes to report during the commute this morning as well. We're seeing a crash 2 miles north of Pine Island on US Highway 52, as well as a vehicle spinout on 52. That's about 6 miles south of Rochester. We're seeing kind of a lot of things because it is a slippery commute this morning. Some lanes that are blocked because of these spinouts. We're seeing them on I-90, I-35 as well. We're seeing kind of a lot of things. So take it slow out there, especially in southeast Minnesota.
And as you head south, you're likely going to see greater snow totals. If we can give you a look at what IDOT is showing for northeast Iowa right now, you're seeing a lot of pink. Those are fully covered roads this morning. So for our North Iowa viewers, do take care out there this morning. And Ted is joining us now with the latest on all of this. It's been a busy morning.
It has been, yeah, and it's going to continue to be kind of a treacherous morning or a difficult morning anyway on those roads as light to moderate snow continues to fall. It's not really heavy stuff, but we are looking at a few inches of snowfall. Here in Rochester, about 2 inches of snow has accumulated so far. We may pick up another inch or so through the course of the day, but the heaviest burst of snow was about an hour ago, and we're looking at the possibility of light snow here in the Med City to go on through the morning into the afternoon. And with that, also some winds, as you see those wind gusts on the strong side, perhaps reaching 35 miles per hour after about 11 o'clock this morning into the afternoon. And the time frame for the road conditions, snow this morning, the heaviest going on at first, and then really tapering off in the afternoon. Wind gusts on the strong side, 30 to 40 miles per hour in the mid part of the day until the early evening. And so travel conditions will be impacted all the way until the early maybe even mid-evening in a few spots, especially to the southeast. You see on the map here, the darkest coloring, the areas of heavy snowfall, those are to the southeast. Up to 4 inches of snowfall will be possible in Preston, for instance. Rochester, again, 1 to 3 inches, and same in Austin. But to the south and southeast, you see Charles City 2 to 5 inches, Decorah 4 to 7 inches, Winona 3 to 5, and La Crosse 3 to 6 inches of snowfall. 7-day forecast after the snow ends later today and the winds finally subside this evening. We'll have temperatures in the teens tonight. Tomorrow, a chance of light snow in the evening, just a minor coating possible there. I would expect less than an inch in that evening outlook for Wednesday, and a slight chance of snow on Friday. The system kind of grazes us to the south, so maybe a minor coating there in the evening hours. But that Friday system does begin to usher in some really cold air behind it, and so the weekend will be quite a bit colder than anything we will have seen the entire season. Not only getting the first rounds of snow of the season, the most widespread snowfall, but then we begin to deal with the first Arctic outbreak with sub-zero low temperatures and high temperatures right around zero by the time we get to Sunday, for instance, and it looks like that'll be the case through much of next week as well, at least for a few days. We're going to be struggling to stay in positive territory with those temperatures.
Yikes. Yeah, it seems like this winter season took its time really settling in, but now it has, and we're getting the full experience on this outlook. And I know that the snow totals are varying throughout the viewing area, but it just really takes a little bit of snow to make things slippery out there.
It is, yeah. First thing this morning, I mean, we had less than an inch on the ground when I was coming in. It's already getting pretty slippery out there, and I know this hasn't gotten any better since then, so take it easy on the roads today, definitely.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jed. We hope you have a good morning.
Yeah, and stay safe out there for sure. Stay warm as well. The Today Show is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow.